Good now?
I'm good now. How are you?
I'm doing great. Exciting times. Glad to be in this business. How about you?
Doing well. For everybody who's in the chat, Happy New Year. Hope everybody's well.
Yep.
So what's going on?
We've been talking about the card market. I've been trying to explain the influences that we've never had before. Basically,
fractionalization, social, new money, what's going on in the macro world with crypto and Wall Street, alternative investing, Rally Road, all that. Yeah, there's so much going on. It's there, every minute of my life from 86 to 93, Ken, was in the sports card world. Every minute. And when people talk about, the similarities, I'm like, look, I actually think, obviously when people are like, are you bullish or bearish on the market? I'm like, look, there's a lot of Kevin Moss, Todd Van Poppel, Brian Taylor going on.
Yep.
Ken, Jason Dominguez is 9 years old.
Yeah.
I mean, there's going to be an extraordinary – listen, I wish Jason Dominguez goes on to become the greatest player of all time, but there's an incredible opportunity for a staggering amount of people to lose money over the next 3-4 years because, when I was buying Van Poppels and Mosses, they were $4 or $5.
Yeah, exactly.
You've got people buying –
I signed Van Poppel with that contract back in 91. So, yeah.
I love it. So – this. There's people buying national treasures of Jaren Jackson Jr. for 5 figures. I think Jaren Jackson's a great player, but when I look at Ray Allen and Kevin Garnett rookies, Tim Duncan rookie, I think there's a tale of two cities going on right now.
100%.
I think the super premium, I caught a little bit here before I came on. I have a lot of compassion to why you're trying to be thoughtful about wanting the Jordan to be 400 or 500 because when things get too accelerated, it gets weird, right?
Yep.
On the flip side, it's awfully hard for me. I know 317 people who have the means who've emailed me and texted me in the last week about Jordan.
Yep.
But there's 317 of them.
Yeah, I know you did. One bought one out of my auction. Thank you.
And what did you say? One of them bought?
I said, I know you did because one of them told me and bought the card out of my auction.
Oh, is that right? Somebody I was talking to this week is one of the people that got it?
Yeah.
When I tell you I'm getting bombarded, hedge funds, Silicon Valley, athletes, rappers, I really do think it's early. I also, at the same token, think there's an extraordinary amount of risk going on with the super duper premium. There's a lot of Panini product in the marketplace. And you really need Luka to go on and be top 25. You need Jason Tatum. There's some real money being thrown around on young guys that have to go out and do things for next 15 years. And meanwhile, there's people like Barkley and Duncan, and to your point, it's supply and demand. Jordan's always going to be Jordan. I don't think people understand how big of an impact the fractional thing.
Yep.
I really don't. I think that's really confusing people because it's the same thing that happened in the stock market with businesses or other things of that nature. So I just think, look, I think there's a lot going on. And I think, I think people are looking bullish, bearish. I'm like, look, both. I think that, I think super hardcore vintage basketball and super modern basketball players in low pop are going to go to the moon. And I think that there's a lot of people. It's one thing if you're day trading Tyler Hero. It's another thing if you're buying a $68,000 national treasures of a super exciting young player who doesn't go on to become who you. Here's what I do, Ken, every day. I'm like, if I was coming in now, like the way I did, I would have bought so much Derrick Rose if it was back then. He was a very complete player.
Yep.
And you can't predict the injuries. Bo Jackson, you can't predict those things. So there's a lot of volatility, but there's going to be a lot of great wins and there's going to be a lot of great losses. And I think it's capitalism. I think the smartest are going to do well. And the ones that are being careless or get greedy or gambling could get caught.
Yep. And that's what I said before you came in. I was talking about basketball and trying to explain to people. I said, if you want to collect, buy what you like. If you want to invest, buy what everybody else likes.
That's right.
If you're looking at basketball, there's 3 names above all of them. Kobe, LeBron, Jordan. You got Durant, you got Curry, and those are like the big guys. If you want to, you got Giannis. I think you've got Luka because, yes, he's an injury risk. He's certainly a higher beta than those guys. But these other people, if you're buying Jimmy Butler because he had a good game, or you're buying Tyler Hero because he had a great playoff, those are too risky, and that's where people. And
I agree. And there's
with,
some,
yeah.
and the numbers are so big. Like to me, it's funny. Everyone's debating Jordan at 700, and I'm like, you're buying Jason Tatum at 100,000 super premium.
Yeah.
Are you out of your mind? He's 13 seasons away from like even sniffing top 15. Of like, I'm shocked by the casualness on the super duper premium modern. I mean, people are debating Jordan at 700,000. There's 317 of them. Meanwhile, there's going to be a 1 of 10 Mellow Ball in 9 months that's going to sell for 250. Like, I am fascinated by people's misunderstanding. I saw somebody in here, big shout out to them. I think they're right about Cassius Clay. I think Pele. I think Messi, Ronaldo.
Did you see the Ronaldo yesterday?
I'm sorry, my brother
240.
was calling me. Did I see what?
The Ronaldo yesterday at my auction, the 2003 Mega Cracks. I think over $200,000 for that card. The previous high was 47,000. International bidders, and that's what some people we have. You know, we have bidders.
Wait till China wakes up on Kobe, LeBron, and Jordan.
Yep. Exactly. No, it's a great market.
Do you see what's going on with tennis?
Tennis, we've not gotten any big tennis cards yet, so unfortunately, no.
I like to share now because I'm always worried that people are worried. What am I up? I own 0, but I've had a lot of friends, and I like tennis, and I wish, I like weird stuff. I like low pop because I'm a basic boy. Supply and demand, and the thing that I think people are missing with Jordan is the uncomfortable demand of the 45 to 75-year-old high wealth.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, as I said to people, and not to mention a name, but if Mark Zuckerberg came to me and said, Ken, I want you to buy me 25 Jordans, I want Jordans, it doesn't matter to him what he pays. He wants the cards,
And there's a lot, and like I told a friend the other day, I'm like, look, you and I are not going to an auction and buying a teacup from Europe from 1830.
Exactly.
The contemporary wealth, 35 to 50, is dressing differently. We don't wear suits and ties, shoes, sneakers, right?
Yep.
And sports cards. And by the way, the gamblers, I mean, I've had real gamblers, because I've never been a real gambler, but I have a lot of friends who are. A lot of them are starting to really, really, really get thoughtful about, wait a minute, if I need to get my juices going for this Super Bowl, let me just buy a super premium Mahomes and Brady instead of betting 100,000 on the Super Bowl. So you're seeing so many things go on. And my question is, be smart. People are smart. I'm watching a lot of these kids. And people are getting smart at buying 9s and 8s and 7s when things go down. So you mentioned that. My big thing is, if we're seeing the Jordan Magic Bird thing happen, well, here comes the inevitable. Like tonight, just for full disclosure, I'm probably going to spend the majority of my night doing a good look through again on the next group. Kareem, Wilt, Dr. J. They got crazy in the summer.
Yep, they did.
They went down quite a bit in the fall and winter. And if Jordan's doing this, or to your point, and I heard you say it earlier, what happens with Barkley and Elijah one now?
Well, did you see the rest of the set?
I did see that.
That was the quote unquote rest of the set, which is the PSA 10 set without Jordan, sold for more than the entire set with Jordan sold for 2 months ago. That tells you that people are looking at those guys. They're looking at the Barkley. They're looking at Elijah one. They just want to own. They have a PSA 10 Jordan, and they're saying, I want to own everything.
The other thing nobody's talking about is there's a lot of people with a lot of wealth who are starting to get worried about cash a little bit. They don't think it's valuable, right? And plenty of people going to crypto. But alternative investments is becoming something that real financial advisors are telling people. And look, sports cars are interesting. Antiques are interesting. Art is interesting. But when people really look at how big the sports card market is compared to, let's say, the collectible coin market, they haven't realized that this is still just starting in a lot of ways. But that doesn't mean that you're not going to lose an ungodly amount of money on John Collins and Tyler Hero, because you are, unless I'm wrong about them ending up being a top 10 all-time player. So, and by the way, for all the kids, because I was that kid who are like, you Gary Vee, I don't have 100,000 to spend. I'm like, you're right. So if you're day trading, if you like who Colin Sexton, I tell the fantasy players to get into this. If you like who Colin Sexton's matching up with this week, the market's so hot and liquid and fast. You can do quite nice. In a week, and maybe that's your game. But somebody's going to be held with the bag, like when it's all said and done. And so, that's why I've stayed very narrow. And that's good. And that's what I think. And I don't think buying $1 million worth of Derek Carr rookie cards is going to work out.
No, I've not had when these and the funds talk to me. They say, hey, what do you think? What do you like? What can you get me? Okay. I tell a fund, I don't want to give away one card because I have to pick a different one. This is not a card. If I say there's 62 of this unique LeBron card that exists in the world and it's a key rookie, they say, oh, there's only 62 of them. And it's LeBron, the biggest one in the world. That's what I want to go after. I've never had a fund come to me and ask me about any player who is literally would not be considered top 10. And I mean, top 10 top 10 current player. Like the lowest rung, the lowest rung is again, I mentioned the big ones. You've got Durant as well. You've got Curry. Listen,
I'll be honest with you. Ken, I'm extremely bullish on Durant. He's young.
Absolutely. And
by the way, this Matt Stafford trade, everyone's freaking out. Matt's young. I'm not talking about the cards now. I'm talking about the football. The Rams are a win now team. And Matt Stafford's 32. Some of these guys are so good so early. They've been around for so long. You think they're older than they are. Don't let Durant win one or two more. It starts getting real interesting. And again, Durant, and this, is in that era where the productions weren't as high. I mean, there's more Tyler Heroes than there are Curry, Durant, and Harden combined. I don't know. Were you here for my example with this? I saw that. That's exactly the thing that people struggle with is basic supply and demand. For example, there's not a lot of Russell Westbrooks. This has all been happening in the last 3 years, right? Guess what? They're not moving because there's no demand because the career has gone in that way, right? If this card thing happened 3 years earlier, when Russell was doing those triple doubles every night, people would have gotten killed. His card would be 50x. It's timing and it's supply and demand. My problem with the last 3 basketball years is Panini's not in the business to make limited product. They're in the business. They're in the business to print and make money. That's right, and they should. Don't print. They can't print 2 billion. I know they want to, but but they can't, and that's why you look at things and you say, guess what? The draft class is not what it was in 2018, 2019. The stuff gets on the shelves. It could be a trickle down. Here's another trick that I look at. People ask, let me say one last thing, Ken. Sure. One thing, because you're going to hang on, because I have to leave. My dad and brother are calling now. I'm getting a little worried, but let me say this one thing. You also have to use your sports knowledge, and a lot of us have it. We have Trevor Lawrence coming. This is going to be the most hyped quarterback since Andrew Luck, right? And Peyton Manning. So now, if you love Burrow, or if you love, and this is gambling in my opinion, because you and I clearly are in the same pocket, which is like stay in these 15, 20 people and you'll be fine. The other things are scary, but could work out, might not. But it's also about strategy. Like, you have Trevor Lawrence coming. It might hit the white hot moment of the sports card era a year from now, right? 9 months. So now you start getting thoughtful. How much do you like Josh Allen? As a Jets fan, I hate him, but like his talent looked pretty real this year. Well, when Lawrence has come out and set a new grade, you're going to be looking at Mahomes cheap because people are going to be hyper, which is, it's look at pattern recognition. This repeats itself over and over and over. Exactly. Well, listen, I thank you very much. I thank you too, brother. Evan, thank you so much for having a couple seconds and being able to tell the Believe Nation a little bit about Empathy Wines. It means a lot to me that you would take this valuable real estate and time on your channel to give me some love. It means a lot. It's just good karma points, and so you're awesome. Thank you. Believe Nation, if you're into wine at all, go to empathywines.com. My whole career's work was poured into producing a wine that rivaled $40 to $60 wine for 20 bucks a bottle. I'm just super excited about this subscription-based wine business. You can order 3, 6, or 12 bottles in subscription form, rosé, white, red. If you search on Instagram or Twitter, you will be blown away. People are literally like, I don't even like Gary Vee, but the wine's good. super proud of the effort. Thanks, Evan, for the time. Wishing you guys all happy and healthy.
If you want to learn how to market on social media like Gary Vee, check out the video right there next to me. I think you'll enjoy it. Continue to believe, and I'll see you there.